everybody, and welcome to the Men's Couch, a show about men's mental health. I'm Alex.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Micah. So, welcome back to the Men's Couch. So this week, there's a lot of stuff is going on this week.
Yeah.
So Halloween. We have just
Certainly.
a creepy conference to go to. We're all dressed up. Oh,
Yeah.
Someone's Freddy Krueger today.
Woo!
Woo.
Woohoo!
Yep, I'm Fred.
I'm gonna be Ghostface later, so
Yeah.
we'll see how that works. But I kind of wanted this to be like a simple, episode. I kind of wanted to be like more of like a chill, run through of just like because yesterday, and Daniel was at like the men's group yesterday, so we were talking about like what are your like maybe like areas of just like maybe weakness or things that you're like struggling with that you might and that you're trying to like work through, where like areas that you're trying to work through, and then we're kind of like talk about that for this podcast.
Yeah, there were like two different men who discussed about like what their experiences were,
Yeah.
like becoming ministry.
All right.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
or?
you go first.
You can go first, Micah.
So I would say, for me, basically it's been, geez, there's a lot of areas. I think it's more of like just the maybe like anxiety of like just being enough and like knowing that I'm enough and just knowing that,
You're kin enough, Micah.
yeah, that I'm kind
Yeah.
of enough. And we just watched the Barbie movie yesterday. Again, I watched it for the fourth time. I think it's just like knowing that like I'm enough and just realizing like the expectations that like other people have on me, and realizing that I don't have to live by those expectations, because it's like really hard when you're like you care so much about like how other people like feel about you around you, and you're trying to like live out like your own life, and that like sort of interferes with that. I think it's like a constant battle of just like saying like I'm enough and I don't need to
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
like you know, because and it can even go down to like just stuff like in school where I'm just like doing a project, because sometimes like my expectations are like way too high for things, and I just
Yeah.
like sort of need to like relax and chill out for that. So
Yes,
I'm,
definitely.
that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working through.
I definitely relate to that when it comes to my homework
Yeah.
and among other personal projects. Like, for example, I'm a filmmaker. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. A little plug there. But also, it's like when I'm filming something or editing something, I want it to be the best it can be, to the point where I stress myself out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sometimes I need to step back, calm down, and then try my best, of course, but also be like realistic.
Yeah, I'm trying to like be realistic. I have that huge problem because I'm like can be like very perfectionistic and have these weird expectations that everything has to go like a certain way. But yeah, but go ahead. I just like wanted to add to that.
Like, yeah, I'm working on a new film right now, and currently I'm done with the first draft of the script. I'm trying to get it cleaned up, and then I'll start shooting.
You need to show me.
Yes,
We all want to see it.
I do need some script readers, so if at some point,
Yeah.
so if you two are for that,
Yes.
but that's not the point of this con. But that's not the point. And I have really big plans for this film, even if it's just a short film, and my expectations are pretty high for this, but at the same time, but to be like, okay. Because not to mention this film, I have other stuff going on in my life, because shockingly, I know it may not look like it, but I have a life. I don't know about that. But
That's another thing.
yeah, it's like, balancing work, passion, and like personal lives.
Yeah.
And it could be a struggle, but you just gotta like step back, take a breather, and move forward with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes you may not want to do it, but sometimes again, like you have to do it because it's really important to you and it's part of like your personal life.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Like Danny, do you have any past like any personal projects you work on or just work in general that like can overwhelm you a little bit, and then you just gotta like
Yeah, like a lot. I know for like some of my classes I do.
in your
Mhm.
classes?
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
kind of like essays and like Excel projects for IT.
Oh, don't get me started on Excel.
Yeah, like I hate it so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think from just so kind of what I wanted to begin the podcast with is like to I wanted to let like listeners know that we don't have everything figured out and we're still like working through our own problems. So like when we like come to a podcast, we're not like experts, we're not mental health experts. We're just like working through these things, and I think it's important to be like realistic about that.
Mhm.
Like it's just I think it's also normal to like have something that like you're still working on, whether it be like whatever it is, whatever like struggle you have, could be like whether it be like self sabotage or like perfectionism, whatever it is. It's still like normal that you haven't like overcome like fully overcame it, and I want to like emphasize that. And we talked a little bit about that yesterday. Um, about like just still having struggles. Um, yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's like totally
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah, it's normal. And like a part of you is like, oh crap, like I'm struggling. I feel like I'm stupid.
Yeah.
When that's not the case at all.
Yeah, you sort of like.
Which I feel like that in math, but like, yeah, no, let's not go into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may feel like that, but really, you're not that stupid. Like you
Yeah.
actually really haven't learned it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like some people just like have strengths and other things and weaknesses.
Yeah,
in
I think
others.
that's also
I
like
think that's the thing.
that's another thing for me is accepting that I'm gonna have like strengths in an area, and I'm gonna have like weaknesses in another area, and one of those, of course, is math. I have like a weakness in math, and I think it's like important, like especially as a student, to like realize that you're not gonna just because you have to take the class, it doesn't mean like you have to have that as a strength. I'm like learning that, and just like in life in general, I have just like areas that I'm really good at. Like maybe it might be writing, but I won't be good at like I won't be good at like talking in front of like a whole group of people. There's
Right.
like different strengths that I have. So and I think I'm learning to be okay with that and work through that. But it's a and I also wanted to give a shout out to Marm, who's not able to be here again, but Dimitri is getting some. Well, I'm not gonna say like disclose all of his information, but he is working through like some health things, and I just wanted to give a shout out to him. We're hoping for the best.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we're hoping for the best.
Yeah, definitely.
So is he like sick or something? Or
No,
Well,
it's just
let's
like
not go into.
yeah, I don't
I
want to go
don't-
into like
on here.
No.
yeah,
but-
it's just, I just wanted to like give a shout out to him. So yeah, I think it's I think for men, admitting that we're like weak in an area can be very hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah, it can be definitely.
because we're like it's like a pressure to always like have have all of these like strengths and like everything that we do, and I think it's like if I don't know, I'm gonna use this weird example of your your dad is with your mom and like he can't admit that he's lost, so that's like like when
Yeah.
you're driving. I don't know if that's actually true for your family. I don't know, but I'm just gonna like say that I'm just gonna say that it's just I think that represents like how like we're always trying to like have a strength, and we need to like. It's hard to like just like admit like I'm weak in this area and I don't know what I'm doing. And I feel like that a lot of the time, where you just feel like you don't know what you're doing. I think it's like okay to be at that place. Just admit like I don't know.
Yeah, just straight up. I don't know. I'm trying to accept that more.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm kind of a stubborn person, to be honest, to where I don't like being wrong, but I do admit when I am wrong. At least I think so.
Yeah, I think also, and admitting that you're wrong is another thing. It's because you always feel like you, like this sort of like internal, like stress to like prove yourself, like to prove that like you know not know everything, but you have everything together. So like, people aren't like people can't say like if they like talk about like an area that you don't know, it can like sort of trigger like this like maybe anger. Maybe anger is the word. It's like who are you to tell me this? Like it's sort of thing. And just like I think it comes from a place of like I guess we can say like insecurity around that area because you're just like I can't be weak.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's the man kind of thing.
Yeah, the man thing. The whole like bravado or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
It's a whole like just thing. So you're just never like allowed to be wrong. And I think I'm just like learning to like let myself be okay with just being wrong in a situation that I am wrong. I'm still like learning that. Because it could be it can be embarrassing, but I think there's a way to like not make it so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like definitely say your feelings on the certain subject, and sort of I don't know where I'm going with that, but like
it's okay to not know.
Essentially,
You're good.
It's okay.
Like it's okay to be wrong is kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And trying to admit that and being okay with that.
It can be scary too.
It could be, it could be scary. Like maybe like you don't want people to think you're dumb, or you don't want to think people like
look at this guy. Like he doesn't know what he's doing.
He don't know what he doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you do?
You know the phrase "fake it till you make it."
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like that phrase.
I mean, that's basically what I'm doing in college, but
yeah.
Sometimes you kind of do have to do that, but
yeah.
I mean, of course, it depends on the situation.
And like you may not want to do it, but again, like it's important. You kind of have to.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I was also like, wait, Daniel, did you say like what you were working on? You said that.
Like on an assignment.
No, I meant like as far as you know how like yesterday we were talking about like what like we had like those two like we were talking to the other Alex yesterday about what you were working on.
I'm working on like trying to get my grades up for like the end of the semester because I know some of my grades are like not the best right now. I'm still at like low and high C's right now. I want to like try and bring that up. I'm also like trying to improve my mental health and like physical health overall, like eating a lot more and going to the gym. Kind of like I haven't really worked out in like 2 months, so I kind of need to go back and do that again. Yeah, because I've been so busy.
If you need a gym partner, Daniel, just shoot me up.
What do you do? Like I've never been to the gym, but that's a topic for a different.
We can all three go to the gym together. How about that?
Men's couch at the gym. We'll do like a men's couch.
Gym edition.
Gym.
Idea thing writing down. I mean, like the gym could be like a topic maybe, but
yeah.
Crap, I was gonna say something.
What were you gonna say?
What's that?
Crap.
We'll come back to you.
We'll come back to it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think I'm learning to like relax and just allow myself to make mistakes as I go along. I think I'm like just so afraid of taking like a risk.
Yes.
Taking a risk.
Uh-huh.
And
I
just,
definitely
like,
relate to that as well.
taking like a risk and doing something new, which like this whole podcast was just like a risk.
Yeah.
And I was like
Of
so
like time, stuff like that.
I was just like so unsure of just starting the podcast because I didn't know like I'd never started a podcast. I'd never done a podcast. I didn't know like I don't know if people would want to do it, and I don't have the idea. I don't know, but I think like you said, you can relate yourself.
Definitely. Of being unsure or not sure if I'm ready for something. Like my whole thing, I know a lot of people said they're like the opposite of this, to where at first when they start something they're really good at it, but as they slowly progress it comes like less like prominent. Like my friend, he says like he usually starts the school semester pretty good, but then as the time goes on he kind of slacks off a little bit, to the point where like he kind of has to build himself up back towards the end of the semester or year. I am the opposite of this. I start off horribly, like awful, where my self-consciousness kind of like my confidence goes down the toilet.
Yeah.
To where I slowly start to learn until I slowly but surely get back up.
Okay. And I feel like that's how people usually are, because once you kind of get like tired of doing something that's new to you, you kind of just like slack off and do whatever you want to do, basically.
Exactly.
So I think like that's the effect of what most people are having. But I think some people want to get smarter, like what you said, like how your experience is. Like some people want to get smarter and like do better at some things, and like they're doing horribly in the beginning because it's something new that they're not used to.
Right. Also, did you want to end at 6:30?
Oh, what now?
Did you want to end at 6:30? I just want to make sure we end.
Yeah, we'll end at 6:30.
Okay.
We could.
I think just like risk is just like so hard for me. I like this whole college experience is just doing things is just like so risky, and I'm not good with like taking risks because I'm always just like very doubtful of like my skills, and just like am I going to be able to, like, what if this doesn't work out, or what, like you almost have this like what if questions. So that might be like that might stop you from doing like things that you really want to do. Like right now I'm just like trying to like do like a writing like minor, but that's like a risk. Like that's like a risk because like it's like sort of like stepping outside for comfort zone, and I think they're like it can like go against it, you have to like go up against your fears about that.
Definitely.
You're just like afraid of just like taking that risk. It's just like I don't know.
Like, yeah, I can definitely relate to that as well, because I'm thinking about getting a certificate in sales and a certificate in entrepreneurship and maybe a minor in graphic design. That's a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might just take it one at a time, especially with the certificates, but that's where I'm at right now. Daniel, how about you?
So
well, I guess I'll like ask, like, where have like you like had to like sort of take risks like in your life, or maybe just like in general?
So basically, like applying for college was one of the biggest challenges. Like all the tuition, all the money that I put into it for like classes, because classes are like $6,400 like for a semester, like each class.
College debt, woo!
Yeah, it's like a ton of money. So, and plus like choosing many colleges and picking like one of the 6 that I visited was definitely a big challenge. Like and then in the end I decided like RMU because I wanted to major in finance, and that's related to business, and RMU is known for business school, and plus it's like close to home, so I can just go home when needed because of my medical issues. Therefore my mom can actually like bring up my stuff, and so can my father, who lives all the way out in Washington County.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
But that was like, I'm like glad that you shared that with us, because like
Yeah.
I didn't like necessarily like know like how like hard it was like to pick a college. Well, I did, but like everyone's like college picking journey is like different, and like it sounds like you took a major risk, and it was like very like scary.
Yeah, because literally my senior year of high school, I literally was trying to figure out like who I was. Like I used to be
Yeah.
like this crazy wild person, and now I've just grown to this like mature young person. Like
Kind of just chilled out.
toward the middle of my senior year,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I kind of leveled down a little bit, but I was just
Yeah, like even just like finding yourself and just like finding your like identity, it's like just risky too, because like asking like who I want to become, like what I want to do, like all those like things, and like trying different things is just like really risky. And like this whole like experience has been risky. And so this whole like college experience of like trying different clubs or just trying new things is like really risky.
yeah. And I love college very much, but the work that I've done, I've never felt like so tired before, or never had like that much work to do.
Mm.
Like I'm up until 12 or 1 in the morning doing work,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't actually fall asleep until like 2, so I don't get that much sleep very much, and I have to get up at like 9 a.m. the next morning for classes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I literally like a few hours ago, I worked just for 3 hours straight, no breaks, of this homework.
I saw your story about that.
Yeah, like I literally posted on my Instagram just gonna go 3 hours of cramming, but I do feel good about that. Honestly, I got a lot of stuff done.
Okay.
But when it comes to the picking college experience, yeah, like Danny, you said like you had like around 6.
Yeah, I
Okay.
visited like Pitt, Duquesne, what else? Slippery Rock, this school, Allegheny College, and Cal U. And I
Yeah.
chose RMU of all schools because
Yeah,
it was
like,
close to home.
I had a similar number, like I believe like 7, I believe. And
Oh,
that was a
geez.
whole thing. And before this, I was gonna go to another college until I had this huge thing for like at least a year of debating between these two colleges, this one and another one. And at the last second, I'm talking the millisecond, like
Oh.
I went to here instead.
Oh, I would've
Like
never
my
met
parents
you.
were actually, we were actually going to sign to the other school, but a week before I kind of got cold feet.
What college was that?
It was La Roche University. I was gonna go to La Roche.
Oh, La Roche.
Originally, I was going to go to Slippery Rock.
wait,
but
Oh, La Roche.
Everyone calls it that, and it's so funny.
Yeah, everyone calls it like
It's like
yeah.
Slippery Rock. They call it Slimy Pebble. But
Yeah.
um,
Or Bobby.
And
Bell.
how about this? Originally, I was going to go to Slippery Rock, but that was until like March.
yeah.
Then I found out this was a business and finance school, so that's why I chose this instead.
Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but originally I was going to go to Slippery Rock because of the cheap prices for classes.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've heard they have pretty good prices over there.
But
Mhm.
it's just so like all of those like decision making is so hard for me, because I have to put myself out there and like with risk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's so like I just don't like, you just have two like decisions, and like for me it was just like what if the neither of these things are wrong? What if like both of these things can be right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what if like that's like a different way to look at it, like what if both
Yeah.
of these things are right?
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely felt like much more like RMU, and I'm like for a lot of reasons, and it's just like, but it was still a risk. I didn't know what I was going to go into.
Right. That's the crazy
I didn't
part.
know what I was going to go into, like who I was going to meet, like you
Yeah.
know.
Especially for me, it's like more like losing the people I was close to in high school.
Oh,
And-
life transitions.
Yeah, look, my main goal is to still keep in contact with my high school friends, because a lot of
Yeah.
them are really I'm so close to,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and especially my girlfriend, and like I didn't want to lose them.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily I'm still talking to them every single day,
Yeah.
even here. So that's a good thing. Like
Yeah.
even if you're fearing something, it could still be. There still could be a
Manageable.
solution for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good quote.
What I'm saying.
That's a
Yeah.
good quote. Even if you still
Write
fear
it down
something,
in the books.
there can still
Write down the
be
note.
there can still be like a solution to it. I need to think about that for like this next week. Is like there could still be a solution for it, because we're always like afraid that our fear or like our risk is too big that there's no solution for
Mhm.
it. But there can be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like from my high school, like I still talk to like 3 or 4 people, like other than my work friends. But I still was like incredibly close with them.
Yeah. So like, it doesn't matter where you are. You can still talk to your old buddies.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start wrapping up the episode. This is we decided to just like do like a segment. So this is like part 1 of episode 3.
Thank you guys for listening to this podcast, and we'll hope to begin with you soon.
We'll see you soon.
We'll
See
see
you
you guys
soon.
We're
later.
outta here.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.